I gotta be sober
for 4 hours.
for 4 hours.
Oh, I like that. I gotta be sober for 4 hours during the day. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Let's get into it. All right, the quote for this week is more of a funny one. Before you marry a person, you should first make them use a computer with slow internet to see who they really are.
That is the most frustrating thing ever.
That is Will Ferrell. So he must have said it's on some talk show or something. But I thought that was pretty good. So, all right. Well, this week we have been talking about the beginning of 2024. As we get into 2024, are you preparing? What does the end of a year look like for IT people? What does the beginning of the following year look like for IT people? What does the next little bit look like for you as an individual, or for us as individuals? What you can do to prepare for 2024. And then we talked on Thursday about what your next 90 days and kind of looking at maybe 90-day chunks of the year and breaking your year into sort of those manageable pieces and what you can be doing, what you could be doing for your team, what your team needs, and things like that. So it's really been about that as we get into 2024, you should be planning now if you haven't already started, and it will make your 2024 go better. And we hope that everybody has a great 2024. It probably will be just as tumultuous as this one, if not more, with the election and everything coming up. So with that said, get as well prepared for it as you can. And it's been a great week, and I can't think of a better way to end the week than with some open source comedy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Open Source Comedy Club. Please silence that pocket computer you have. And remember, no flash photography. And with that being said, we've got some great comedians, starting with one of my favorites. He's mustached and he's beautiful. It's Matt, the Bat Campisi.
Woo! Jerry! Wow. Thanks, Jerry. Very complex rhyme you came up there. It's very elementary school of you. It's better than Matt the Rat, so I do appreciate that. But Jerry and I work together closely, and actually the bat came from the idea that, hey, you need to get at bats to get better at what you want to do. As comics, we want to be on the stage with you right now getting at bats. If you want to get ahead at your work, volunteer for that next project. And if you want to take down the network, just ask for a change window. You gotta get those out of your way really early in your career. I really recommend it. It's very, character building. Back in the day, I took down a real estate agent, 7 sites for 2 whole days. Our next comedian actually took down an Air Force base. And I feel comfortable saying this because we Googled it, and the statutes of limitations of weakening Homeland Security has evaporated. So I feel really good. But yeah, again, I really much recommend. I appreciate that stuff. So the other thing I have to tell you. So this is a pre-pandemic when we met in person. We were in a conference room. If the meeting ended early, you just got up and left. Now in this post-pandemic world, when we're on Zoom and WebEx and Microsoft Teams, it's like, why the grand speech on giving you time back if we're ending early? Like, and it's not even just giving you time back. It's a very specific time. Like, thanks, Bert, for giving me 9 minutes back in my day. Like, were you able to slow down the rotation of the earth, or I really got 9 extra minutes? Like, what am I going to do with all this time? Well, I'll tell you, I don't have time to reschedule a meeting. I'm going to go sit on the pot, check social media, check the news, and I'm not going to work for 9 minutes. It's like a little mini PTO. So I got to tell you, nowadays, we're empty nesters. Our daughters are off at college, and you would think that when the house is gone, I would get some more time with my wife. But it's a little bit harder because we have dogs also, and the dogs are always there. They following you into the bathroom. They watch you shower. They watch you getting dressed. So I was really excited because the other day was dog groomer day, and I knew it was. So I woke up a little spring in my step. I brought my wife coffee in bed. I unloaded the dishwasher. I did some vacuuming. I was doing all these things, and I drop off the dogs, and the groomer says, "Be back in an hour." So I come home, and I was really lucky enough to be invited into the bedroom, which I was pretty shocked, because nowadays, to get invited to the bedroom feels a lot like a reverse Jenga game. Jenga, when you're about to lose and the structure doesn't look very strong. Like, I feel like to get the invite in the bedroom, it's like putting the blocks back in. Is like, is it the right time of the day? Are the sheets clean? Was 2 glasses of wine enough? But I was lucky enough that I filled a couple of the Jenga blocks and in the invite, and I have to tell you, there was passion. I felt like I worked really hard. My Aura Ring registered a workout, and I gave my wife 58 minutes back in her day.
Is Rydell Nielsen, Mr. Network Outage.
Team, all we talk about these days is privacy. Privacy. And I grew up in 1980 something. I was just a kid. And when I was a kid, every year you would get this big book. Well, I grew up in Montana, so it was maybe just a couple of fingers. It wasn't like 4 fingers, but a huge book that had a list of everybody's name and address and phone number. I mean, I would used to be like, I wonder where they live, and you would go look it up. Actually, I watched my dad do this. Oh, there's where Jerry lives. He's over on Marigold Lane. I'm gonna just drive over. Hey there, Jerry. I looked up your address in the phone book. Isn't it great? And Jerry'd be like, oh, I'm so glad you came over. That was 80s culture. That was it. You like had full access to everybody that was there, right? Well, now, everybody's worried about the privacy aspect. But I also remember back in 1980 something, watching this documentary of this AI that ran amok. And in the future, they realized that humans could still beat them. So they designed a robot with an organic exoskeleton to come back in time and kill a child in order to save the AI's future. But when that robotic, organic, super advanced robot got to 1984, he went first to the phone book. He had all the technology in the world, the time travel, to have living tissue on his exoskeleton, the whole bit. And where did he go for his information? The phone book. And in California at that time, there wasn't just one John Connor, there was multiple. He couldn't even figure out the right John Connor. He just went on a shooting spree until they got to the right John. Like, it's so crazy that AI system couldn't do it. And I was like, this documentary, it's just out of control. But then just the other day, I get a phone call in 2023, and it's a bunch of numbers. I mean, can you believe that? It can't tell me who it is unless I manually say this is Samuel's number. Isn't that wild that it's still just a bunch of numbers? So I want to know who's calling me. So I grab that number string, I pop it into Google. Have you guys done this? It doesn't match it to any names. You just get barely the state and city that phone number belongs to. And that's when I realized Terminator is real. And John Connor has to save humanity. Because even today, Google can't tell me what the phone number is that matches to a name. So clearly, we need to go back to 1984 and use a phone book to figure out who is who.
Nice. Finally, for today, for your listening pleasure, Samuel Old-Fashioned Hernandez.
What's up, guys? It has been a minute since I've been on the show. I've been working hard. As you guys know, I'm in sales. And so working hard doesn't really kind of go hand in hand with that. What most people think anyway. And so I've been going on this journey of, partner sale versus manufacturer sale. I've been on both sides. And I got to tell you, it's very, very different on this side. everyone thinks that my job is just to drink. And that's partly true, but there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. It's about choosing the right drink. You can't just, show up and have wine when your client is having whiskey. And then so if they're having whiskey, you have to know all the good whiskeys, right? And it's not just doing that. I mean, it's eating too. Okay. Like we have to know this is important. This is hard. This is hard. You got to know where the nice restaurants are without the wait, because you only have an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just show up to a place not knowing that it's an hour wait and you didn't make reservations, because then you look like an idiot, right? It's also, I mean, it's not just the drinking and the eating really nice food at nice restaurants that you can't afford to take your wife to. It's also playing golf. I went out, to play golf with a partner the other day, and really, really hard day. It was, 10 a.m. tea time. Had to wake up early that day for that after drinking all night. And we went out, played golf, and we were just hanging, just having a good time. And we noticed this bench that says, this bench has been sponsored by or dedicated to somebody's name. And I go, man, what do I gotta do in life to have my name on a bench at the Muni golf course? How much money do I have to make? How much influence do I have to have? And I said, given my life, the most that I'd probably get dedicated is a urinal at the local bar. And it says, this urinal is dedicated to Samuel Hernandez, who pissed his life away. Donate to it, like. Oh, man.
Nice, Samuel. All right. Well, guys, a great set today. Thank you so much for your time and for your bits. I really appreciate it. Thanks to my fellow misfits, Matt Campisi, Rydell Nielsen, Samuel Hernandez, and Tim Stevens. My name is Jerry Black. Have a great day.